Hi everyone! Welcome to Fairy Tale STEAM Story Times. This is the story of the Three Little Pigs. Stay tuned at the end for science experiments and more activities that you can do at home. Once upon a time, there was a mother pig and three baby pigs. To keep that mother pig safe, those three little pigs set out to build houses of their own. Now the first little pig didn't think very hard about what it takes to build a house and how they would want to stay safe from the weather. And they bought straw from the first person they saw and built a house out of straw. Now the second little pig, he thought a bit harder about what was needed for a roof and what might be strong to hold up in the weather. He went out into the woods, gathered sticks, and built a fine house made out of sticks. Now the third little pig, she was very smart. And she thought and thought about her house. What would be the best material to build a house out of? So she built her house out of bricks. Now they were not the only animals that lived in the woods. Mr. Big Bad Wolf also lived in those woods. And he was having a hard time finding any of his favorite foods at the grocery store. His belly was growling. He was getting very hungry. And as he was walking through the woods one day, he smelled pig. And he walked right up to that little pig in the straw house. He knocked on the door. Little pig, let me in. Now, if you know what that little pig said, you can say it with us. Ready? Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. And the wolf huffed and puffed and blew down the straw house. But that little pig was so quick, they got away and they ran to the pig at the stick house. The wolf kept walking through the woods when, I smell pig. And he walked on up to the stick house and he knocked on the door. Little pig, let me in. And both those little pigs said, not by the hair of our chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. And he huffed and he puffed and he blew down the stick house. Both little pigs ran out to their sister at the brick house. That wolf kept walking through the woods when I smell pig. And he got up to the brick house, knocked on the door. Little pigs, let me in. And all three little pigs said, not by the hair of our chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. And he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed and he huffed. But he was too tired. He could not blow down the brick house. He looked around, and he looked way up, And on top of the brick house, he saw a chimney. And he had heard stories about other people getting in through the chimney, so he thought, why can't I? And he climbed up the brick house and got into the chimney. But what he did not know was that those 3 little pigs were getting ready for lunch and put a big pot of boiling soup on the fire just under the chimney. That wolf came down the chimney and fell right into the soup. Ow! He hopped up, jumped out of the soup, ran out the door, and was never seen again. And those 3 little pigs ate their soup and lived happily ever after.
So here's a simple science experiment that you can do at home. I've set up my 3 little pig figurines with 3 different houses. So the first one for the house made out of straw, I actually had some raffia material. So I used that to I tied it together, and I kind of had it in sort of a half moon shelter format. You could use actual straws if you happen to have plastic or paper straws at home. You could use grass, anything you can find that's sort of straw-like to build your house out of straw. The second one is the little pig with the house made out of sticks. And I actually rubber banded some sticks together for the base because I thought that might make it a little bit stronger. And then I've got all these sticks on top for the roof. You can gather sticks outside, or you could try using toothpicks and marshmallows. That's another fun way to build a house out of sticks. Anything you can find that would be like sticks. Popsicle sticks would be another option. And the last little pig, I actually had these mini bricks here at the library, but if you don't have bricks at home, that's okay. You could use stones or rocks, or if you have Legos or other building blocks, those would make great bricks for your brick house. Now, the big bad wolf is actually going to be a hairdryer. You can use a fan, you can use a hairdryer, you can try this lots of different ways. Take them outside, test them with water is another great way to do this to see which house would hold up from water. So here we go. First little pig in the straw house. Big bad wolf comes along. And blew that house right away. So why did that straw blow away? Right, it's very lightweight material. Okay, maybe not the best for building a house, right? Okay, so here comes the stick house. Let's try the stick house. So the pieces didn't flow as far away, and it looks like the base is actually still intact that had rubber bands wrapped around some of those pieces. Why do you think those stayed and the other pieces flew away? Maybe those rubber bands make the house sturdier. So if I went back and tried to rebuild this house, I could maybe use rubber bands to make a roof, and perhaps it wouldn't blow away the next time I tried my wolf hairdryer. So let's try the bricks and see if anything happened. Nothing! The bricks are definitely a better choice for building a house.
Do some more research. Find out how houses are different all over the world. For instance, houses in the Arctic can be made out of snow and ice. Houses in the Southwest have been made out of clay. You can learn about how houses have different features to make them more resistant to earthquakes and other types of weather that people get in different places around the world. So you can also check out some materials based on the Three Little Pigs. Okay, you can check out this Scholastic Fairy Tale Treasures. These are 20 different books, including the true story of the Three Little Pigs. And this is a DVD, and it shows pictures from the book, but it's kind of animated. And this is available for curbside pickup. All of these things can be picked up curbside. If you have someone who is starting to read or working on reading, this is a great set. This is Folk and Fairy Tale Easy Readers. And in here, you have stories like The Gingerbread Man, Goldilocks and Cinderella, and The Three Little Pigs. If you want a fun spin on the Three Little Pigs, try this one. Three Little Pugs and the Big Bad Cat, who uses a hairdryer, just like we did in our science experiment. Okay. You can also check out Huff and Puff. This is a fun one. It's interactive. Tell the Truth, B.B. Wolf. And if you like graphic novels, this is a great one. There's a wolf at the door. It's sort of an oversized, large print, large format book, but it's really neat. It is all here's Little Red Riding Hood, which I'll be doing next week, all in graphic novels. That's another fun one. And we do have our fairy tale STEM kits available for curbside pickup as well. We do have one that is the Three Little Pigs, which does come with some materials to build 3 different houses, along with some ideas and questions you can ask along the way as you're working on building your structures. I can't wait to see what all of you come up with. Please send me some pictures of the different houses that you've made. If you want to draw a plan first, you can design a blueprint, make a drawing, and then use materials that you can find around the house to build. Like I said, you can use straws, toothpicks, you can use sticks from outside, or even your Legos or building blocks. I can't wait to see what you come up with, and join me again next week for another Fairy Tale STEAM story time.